This is the time to use some muscle, really. Did you drop an egg?
Yeah.
Okay, you're sacked.
Hello again, everyone. Today, after amazing response to our last workshop, we are back with incredible Chef David for another one. Chef David has worked with top chefs like Gordon Ramsay in London, renowned restaurants across Mexico. Chef David's philosophy about food is all about curiosity, creativity, drawing inspiration from his seasonal ingredients, his travel experiences. Today, he is here to build on what we started last time, to show you that cooking is not only about recipes, it's about creativity, experiments, and most importantly, having fun in the process. Hopefully, after this session, you see cooking in a new light, something which connects people and brings you more closer to them. Let's give a big round of cheers to Chef David.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming today to cook it up. The guys mentioned today we're going to do Italian themed cookery class workshop. The aim, is definitely to keep it casual and fun, and I'll be calling a few of you up, maybe 1 to 2 people at a time to help out with some things. First, we're gonna make some fresh pasta. Does anyone know the ingredients for fresh pasta? Yeah, that's good enough. You don't need the water, but we can add a little bit of water. So really just flour and eggs. We're gonna use this, it's called 00 flour. It's super fine milled. You can use plain flour or baker's flour, which is high gluten. But this is the traditional one. It's super fine, high protein. And the main difference is when you make your dough, it can take a lot of kneading. It can take that beating to develop the gluten, and eventually we'll roll it out with this machine. This is a pasta roller. It will give a nice silky smooth pasta. Don't expect many of you to have one of these machines or attachments at home. This recipe we're making today is adaptable to be hand rolled as well. We're gonna roll it out and then hand cut it just to keep it nice and traditional and simple, and something that might be a bit more achievable at home. Then we're gonna make fresh pesto, a sauce called puttanesca sauce, which can be adapted to a vegetarian option. Traditionally, it does have a few anchovies in it. And then later on, we're gonna make tiramisu. Some of you might know that dessert. We're gonna do a super classic one, not the cheats version with whipped cream. We're gonna use zablioni, which is whipped up egg yolks, egg whites, mascarpone, which is Italian cream cheese, somewhere down here, and then coffee. That's the main components. If you have any questions today, do ask. If they're related to the cooking workshop, if you've got any personal questions or really deep dive questions, we can go through those later at lunch. I need 2 volunteers to make some pasta dough. And the rest of you can maybe come a bit closer. You can come out of your seats. Come a bit closer, I don't bite. So grab a bowl each. What we're gonna do is split this bag of flour into 2. This is super, super simple. It's 100 grams of flour to 1 medium egg. Everyone got that? You don't even need to write this down. You can remember it like that. 100 grams of flour, 1 egg. So even if you're making this for 1 person on your own, you could do 100 grams of flour, 1 egg. No problem. You don't even need to look, don't need to weigh it. Easy peasy. And flour, people, just make a little well in there with your hand in the middle. Now it's time to start stirring the dough a bit more quickly. It will start forming kind of clumpy breadcrumbs at this stage. And we'll see, it might need a touch of water, and that's down to the size of the egg. We'll have a look at it. It's quite important to move quite quickly at this stage to bring it all together, and then we'll knead it. Does everyone know what kneading means? It's mixing, but with a bit of force, and you'll start developing the gluten in the flour, which is giving us the nice texture, silky pasta at the end. This is the time to use some muscle, really, like really put your back into it, yeah?
Yeah.
Bring it right together. Then we're going to wrap the balls. Once they've kind of come together, they feel super silky smooth. We're going to wrap them. You could put them in a Ziploc bag, but what that does, it just stops the dough from drying out. And in that time, we'll relax the dough and we'll do something else while it's resting for about half an hour. This is a great thing to make as a group, kind of socially. You could do this between 3 or 4 friends, you know, do a kilo of flour. And then we're going to move on to puttanesca sauce. So this sauce, puttanesca sauce, I'll tell you a little bit of the history of it. It's an Italian sauce, and it's traditionally made with store-cupboard ingredients: olives, capers, anchovies, and something like a tomato paste as a base. The history is it was made by sex workers late at night when they got back from their shift, and they didn't have much in the way of fresh ingredients. So they would mix these ingredients together, cook them up with some olive oil, a bit of chili for spice. You could use dried chili. So you actually don't really need to go shopping to make this sauce. You've got everything kind of ready to go anytime in your cupboard. We've got a nice clean bench over there. Go in half. You can do this with me. Take the end off here. We're going to do a fine dice, okay? Leave the root on. Sorry? We're using red onion today just for the colour. So you want to cut three quarters of the way down like this towards the root. Oh no, you don't need to wash the onion. The peeling is going to keep it clean. And then you go halfway towards the root this way, vertically down, yeah, and then horizontally towards the root. Just watch your fingers there. About 3/4 of the way back, that's it. And then down. Like this, yep. That's the easiest way to dice an onion. For something like a pasta sauce, or if you're making rice or a curry or something like that. A little bit of olive oil in the pan here. This is just a medium heat. And you go in with the onions first. Get all of those in there. And you just want to sweat that down. Sweating is kind of frying without colour. And the capsicums can go in too. The more that cooks down, the more the flavours will come together. So that's really the base of puttanesca sauce. Next is going to be rolling the pasta. We're going to do a hand-cut pappardelle, a really rustic cut that I think's probably the most achievable at home, because all you need is a chopping board and a knife. In fact, you don't even really need a knife. You could use a dough cutter like I have over there. So because we've relaxed this dough, we don't want to actually overwork it at this stage. We just want to get it to the right shape, okay? So I mentioned not everyone will have a food mixer like this at home. Don't expect you to. You can keep rolling this and make it thin enough to cut. I would go for around 2 millimeters. We're going to run it through the widest setting on here first. And then what I do is turn it down one setting and go through again. Work it down again. Okay, I think go a touch thinner, you two. A bit more flour on your dough. I've gone down one more stage, so it's just getting thinner and thinner now.
More slides.
You can stop whenever you're comfortable stopping. Thick pasta is a bit unpleasant in the mouth. We want to get it nice and thin and silky. Probably 1 to 2 millimeters thick. Okay, you guys can stop rolling now and just let the dough relax before we roll those two out. It's almost like a silk sheet, yeah. See when I'm dusting, I'm just very lightly dusting it, okay? And then brushing a bit off. We don't want too much flour, but we want enough flour on there to stop it sticking. We're gonna cut this into lengths now and just set it up here. Yeah, my biggest tip with separating an egg is not cracking the egg on the side of the bowl. Science student, you might know this. By cracking it on a flat surface, you'll get some shell in there. And if you want a little trick, if you've got clean hands, you can pour it through your hands and let the white run through your fingers like a natural sieve. Your hands are soft, so they're not going to break the yolk. When you're making creme brulee, it's good to remove as much white as possible and you get a really nice creme brulee. You can actually be quite rough with the yolk. Can you see I'm not breaking it? Easiest way to separate an egg. So we're going to use the whole whisk. Everyone here watching how to whisk egg whites. We're going to use the whole balloon of the whisk, incorporating air. Can you see? It's not about moving it, it's about actually incorporating air to the eggs, okay? And what the sugar will do is start stabilizing it and dissolving as you agitate the eggs. And you're forming a meringue. The egg yolks are doing the same thing as the egg whites over here, but this is called a zablioni or a sabayon if you're French. Whipped up egg yolks, a little bit of coffee. Then we're going to do the mascarpone, which is room temperature. Important that it's room temperature and not cold, because it won't mix very well otherwise. If you could open those for me, these are the lady fingers. One neat layer. That's it. And you have to break a few to fit it in. And then just stop when it's one layer, okay? That's looking good. So now we're going to bring those three together. So, room temperature mascarpone going in. This is the only important stage to actually listen to me with this dessert. Is you don't want to over whip this. It will start becoming grainy. If you put this on full speed, we just want to mix it, which is why I've got it room temperature, okay?
It is not cheese.
Mascarpone is fresh cream with citric acid added. It's thickened cream.
A second cream, no
Yeah.
cheese. Is that okay?
We're going to add the fattiest components first. So the egg yolk is fatty, and then we've got the light egg white going in at the end. 3 stages. So the first stage is just going to mix nicely. The second stage, we're going to mix a little bit more gently. And the last stage, we're going to do what's called folding in, which is even more gentle. Gently mix it in. What we're going to do is set this for at least 4 hours in the fridge. Luckily, I was up at 4 a.m. making them for you all for lunch. So I set these already. This one, someone can take it home. Then we're going to finish it with some cocoa powder, the traditional way. Yeah, you want to be liberal with it. It adds a nice bitter component. We've got quite a sweet dessert here. This is a nice, all good. Good job there with the tiramisu. Well done everyone, good job. Good whisking ladies, very good whisking.